That's right, we're back with more Cooler Cancelled. Yesterday I did Cooler Cancelled for Sasuke 1 to 10, where I just gave it a pass-fail grade and stated why. Today we're doing the same thing, but with Sasuke 11 to Sasuke 20. Let's do it. Starting off with Sasuke 11, I'm giving it cool. In my opinion, this is pretty overhyped because Nagano made it to the final stage, and now that we know what happened in Sasuke history, Nagano is Nagano. However, if you're just watching it for what it is, it's not a bad tournament in the slightest. It's just also not anything amazing. Coming off of the heels of 8, 9, and 10, I would say this is better than 8, 9, and 10, or at the very least 9 and 10, and maybe on par with 8. But I'm trying to take away my Nagano bias here, because if not, I'm just going to say yes to everything Nagano's in, and it's not going to be a good list. The course is fine. The competitor results and everything was fine. Nagano going on the final stage was a lot of fun. However, this was kind of just a stepping stone that made the other tournaments better in my opinion, and not necessarily an amazing tournament on its own. It still gets the cool grade, it's still a good tournament, but yeah, it's mainly there as setup for the other tournaments in my opinion. Which is why Sasuke 12 is also cool and is significantly better than Sasuke 11 in my opinion. Because now we have our established group. We have our front runners. We've got Nagano, Takeda, Shingo, Yamada, kind of, Akiyama, kind of, and we have Bunpei with his breakout all the way to the final stage. That's all the All-Stars. Honestly, what broke me in this tournament was seeing Akiyama's pipe slider fail in 12. That was so sad, because I was really rooting for him. I'm one of those guys that likes to root for the champs and the front runners, because I love to see the dominance. When else do we get to see dominance? Yeah, I'm not one of those people who like hates on Tom Brady for always winning. Like, dude, when are we ever going to get to see that again? And that's how I feel about this tournament. And that's how I feel about Sasuke 12, because it gives us good moments from Nagano making it to his second consecutive final stage attempt, and we get a good run out of Akiyama, which is always great to see considering I always felt like there was untapped potential with him. Sasuke 13 also gets the ranking of cool. However, it was just one of those that just kind of saddened me. In my opinion, it's not that different from Sasuke 11. It's still a good course, still good competitors. You've got your all-stars established, and it's very fun now going into it because you have multiple people hungry for the title, hungry to take down Midoriyama, and that's what makes this tournament so fun. However, it boils down to Nagano failing the final stage again, and it just hurts so much. Because I'm honestly not sure how to feel about that. Because at this point, I wanted Nagano to win. You know, the little 8-year-old me was like, oh my gosh, please do it. And he fails again, and it just is so disheartening, so frustrating and sad, that it really does set the stage for future tournaments for when he eventually does win, but at the same time, it really just messes with my heart. And as I said in the last video, one of the biggest things, and the biggest thing, that a Sasuke tournament needs to do in order to be cool for me is to make me feel something emotionally, you know, something to hit, and Sasuke 13 does hit, even if it's in a sad way. Sasuke 14, I'm also going to say cool. Look at that. 4 for 4 out of cools. This is when they extended Stage 3 and really remodeled it to make it tougher, because I guess they didn't want Nagano to win at the time. And honestly, I'm just really glad we had something new. Because from Sasuke 5 till Sasuke 13, you had some remodelings on the course, but at the same time, it was pretty much the same. You had your staple obstacles. It was pretty much the same structure for stages 2 and 3, and for stage 1 as well, to an extent. And so seeing stage 3 and some of the other obstacles shaken up throughout this tournament was really nice to see, even if it delayed an inevitable Kansenseha. At this point, you know, we kind of had our picking order of who we thought was going to take it. We had Nagano, we had Takeda, Bunpei, and Shingo were also threats lingering around. Some people were waiting for Yamada to get back onto stage 2 and stage 3 and see how he could do. So to see a tournament where the competition's wiped out at stage 3 after 3 straight tournaments of Nagano basically blitzing his way to the final stage, it did help because it did add some extra spice back into Sasuke that I think it was missing. But it also kind of delayed my hype a little bit. So I'm not going to pretend that I think that this tournament's like incredible, but it did kind of set the stage for, oh my gosh, now there's more to work for. And it did make me excited, albeit a bit bummed, for the next Kansenseha whenever it was coming. Sasuke 15 and 16, I'm just going to kind of group together. I'm going to say both of them are cool. But honestly, these two do kind of blur together for me. I do think that these are underrated tournaments in the sense that the course is still a demon at this point. and that it still gives us some really high value entertainment because the competitors are struggling to adapt to these changes. However, I think most of those changes are on stage 3, and so you do have to get through stages 1 and 2 in order to really enjoy the latter half of the tournament. There are definitely some shock fails like Shingo's jump hang fail, but it's not like something constant throughout the whole thing. And so while this wasn't exactly a bad string of tournaments at all in the slightest, it also wasn't anything totally amazing that blew me away. These were good tournaments, these were decent tournaments and good TV. I could definitely go back and watch them again and enjoy it. But I think as 14, 15, and 16 went on, I got increasingly impatient waiting for the next Kanzen Seiha. And while I knew that I didn't deserve anything or I shouldn't be expecting a win in every tournament, we were at that point. It had been 13 tournaments, so we needed something, and I was just getting a little antsy waiting for it. But then we get to Sasuke 17. Cool. Do I even need to say it? It's freaking cool. Sasuke 17 to me is the best tournament of all time. You are never going to get another tournament like Sasuke 17. Ever. Right off the bat, this tournament feels like a season finale to a TV show. It feels like everything that has happened, everything has been leading towards this one moment, which is this one tournament. At this point, you've had the course take a beating on all of the front runners for Sasuke, and you've had those competitors also give the course a pretty good beatdown as well. You've got different plot lines like now Yamada's stage 1 failure streak, Shingo's dislocated shoulder, Akiyama's eye condition, Nagano trying to get back to the final stage, Takada trying to finally get to the final stage for the first time. And they're all coming together in the culmination of what I would say is pretty much a series finale, a season finale at the very least. This is the end of the All-Star era for sure, and it definitely felt that way because the All-Stars were the spotlight of the tournament. You had some tragic moments like Takada's pipe slider fail, but you also had the greatest moment in Sasuke history, I don't care what anyone says, Nagano finally getting up the final stage and achieving Kanzen Seiha. You will never find a Kanzen Seiha as satisfying as that, because that took us 13 tournaments, 7 years. 13 tournaments. You are never going to have to wait that long again or predict who's going to get it again in any other Sasuke tournament. Because nowadays, they're going to make the course easy enough to where it's beatable in at least 3 to 4 tournaments, maybe. Or we could say 3 to 4 years, which can sometimes be a little over 4 tournaments. And while hype is still going to be there, it's never going to be something that's led up to all of this hype and craziness like Sasuke 17. Sasuke 18 was a great renewal. I love the new course, and yeah, the results were pretty much exactly what I wanted from a renewal, so I'm saying cool. Every new obstacle felt nearly impossible, so seeing these competitors beat these obstacles and make it as far as they did really made me excited, because this is exactly what we needed after 13 straight tournaments of pretty much kind of the same format. Having an overhaul as big as Sasuke 18 was perfect. Did I care for obstacles like the bungee bridge or the Great Wall? Not really. But are they bad enough to be like, no, cancel it? No, absolutely not. Always going to appreciate Sasuke 18 for what it was and for what it is. I don't know if I would necessarily watch it over and over, but I could definitely rewatch it. It's enjoyable. It's a great renewal. In my opinion, it's the best renewal. Sasuke 19. The controversial one that I've been waiting to get to. Cancel it. First cancel of this video. Cancel 19. I appreciate Sasuke 19 for what it does, hindsight 2020. This is a great moment in Sasuke history, but it is still an objectively bad tournament. This tournament did make me feel a certain type of way, and normally the emotion aspect is a good thing to have in a tournament, but this was anger. This wasn't even like an enjoyable type of anger where it's like so bad it's good. This was just bad. It hurt, and it sucked. I totally respect that this happened in Sasuke, and I would not be opposed to seeing it again a long ways down the road. But does that mean I liked it when it happened the first time? No. It was bad TV. It was a bad tournament. It was bad results overall, and that really tanked it. Sasuke 20, I'm also going to say, canceled. Sasuke 20 basically changed nothing about 19, and they kind of just doubled down on it, and so we got 19 again, but also didn't, and it just really wasn't that. it just wasn't special to me. I liked the course for the most part, but the results really just tanked it, and I can't think of anything notable, honestly. It bummed me out because 18 really set a high bar for this new era, and I was very excited for it. And then this happened, and 19 and 20 kind of squandered that for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Sasuke 11 to 20, if I gave it a cooler canceled rating. Comment below if you guys agree or disagree, and if you guys want to talk about it, you can join my Discord server linked in the description. I'll be back tomorrow with my thoughts on Sasuke 21 to 30. Until next time, I'm Kane Nakasugi.